This is a call for papers and artwork for a multi-journal collaborative special issue that will focus on international examinations of anti-oppressive art therapy, looking at intersectionality, anti-colonialism and cultural humility.
Movements such as Black Lives Matter, Indigenous sovereignty, feminism, disability studies, LGBTQ+ rights, and others have demanded that art therapists provide culturally responsive and relevant services. Doing so requires a critical examination of art therapy to re-establish the field in anti-oppressive frameworks in order to remove and replace harmful practices related to a range of systemic influences while focusing on strengths and resiliency. To highlight this importance, 3 art therapy journals are collaborating to simultaneously publish special issues. We seek papers on theoretical paradigms, case reports, research, arts-based research, pedagogy and perspectives, as well as arts-based responses.
Submissions may include, but should not be limited to, culturally responsive approaches to art therapy, co-produced research studies informed by the lived experience of art therapy service users, perspectives which contribute towards increasing access to services and training by acknowledging the differences among people, self-reflexive approaches and strategies which challenge unconscious bias through consideration of power, privilege and prejudice in relationships and settings, art therapist activist practices, and critiques of existing theory and normative unconscious processes through non-colonial explorations of the visual realm. Each journal will host papers which use specific frameworks to examine these themes and components of anti-oppressive art therapy. And a group of specialist guest co-editors will work in collaboration with the individual journal editors.
Hi, I'm Haley Toll and I'm the current lead editor of the Canadian Journal of Art Therapy, Revue Canadienne d'Art-Thérapie. So this international collaborative special issue was developed because of the important and pressing need for our field to organize, write about and push the boundaries for more intersectional, anti-colonial and culturally humble research and practice.
Kwesewagwegu, Megan Kanarehtenha Whyte Yajets, Wagen Yandu, Yukinistaha Zihunzade Tikiduru, What Grenuradu. My name is Megan Kanarehtenha Whyte. I'm a Kanien'kehá:ka First Nations art therapist from unceded Kanien'kehá:ka First Nations territory in Quebec. Our submissions are focused on the basis of reconciliation with Indigenous communities worldwide, with emphasis on anti-colonial approaches, Indigenous research methods, two-eyed seeing, community art therapy, social justice approaches, and the re-indigenizations of art therapy by and or for Indigenous, First Nations, Inuit, Métis, and Aborigine art therapists.
Art Therapy, Journal of the American Art Therapy Association, invites submissions that focus on one or more of the core tenets of cultural humility, expressed in arts-based means, explorations, and practices.
Ensuring means for creative self-reflection, readdressing power dynamics in the client-art therapist relationship, developing mutual beneficial and equitable partnerships, and advocating for change within agencies, institutions, and societies.
I'm really keen, and I'm particularly want to make a call for people of African diaspora heritage across the world who've got fantastic ideas or practice in how we use art and culture for our own well-being and in many ways for our own sanity in the context of anti-blackness and Afrophobia.
We are inviting submissions on art therapy practice, research and pedagogy using an intersectional lens, which honour intersectional thinking, if I can even say the phrase this morning, and its roots historically as an anti-oppressive, self-reflective tool. But we also want you to include one or more of these key concepts: the interlocking matrix of oppression, or intersections of privilege and power, or resisting oppression, or standpoint epistemology.
We're also calling for art submissions to the themes of the special issue via the BAT online art galleries.
So our expected publication is going to be in spring 2023. Submissions are going to open on the 1st and close on the 31st of March 2022. So regardless of your geographical location, you can submit your work directly to the journal that you think best fits the focus of your submission. And for this special issue, which is obviously an international collaboration, We are really strongly encouraging new authors to submit their work. So if you feel like you might have some questions about that or want some advice, maybe you'd benefit from a writing mentor, then you can get in contact directly with the editor-in-chief of the journal that you're specifically interested in submitting to, and they can advise you on available resources. So we are really looking forward to seeing all your submissions, to collaborating and hopefully making meaningful change in our profession. Best of luck, Kushti Bok.